Hey game devs, welcome back! This tutorial is part of a series how to become a game developer. Today I talk about using the 3D software Blender for modeling a game character. When I came to Blender for the first time, it was a little bit confusing to handle navigation in the 3D scene, to learn all the shortcuts, assigning materials, creating UV layouts and so on. I will show you step by step all of these points in my tutorial or in my next tutorials. The last time we prepared our scene with background images of our character. With the help of those image planes we are able to simply create our character with a 3D mesh. When we have finished the mesh, UVs, texture, the rig and created several animations, we are able to export an FBX later to our game engine Unity 3D. But now let's really start. Modeling is like stone carving. You start with a basic shape and deform it as we go along. We have created a cube with the correct height, which our character should have in the end. Let's switch to our prepared scene. Press Shift A to add an object. Create and cube and place it somewhere in the middle of our character. Now we need to deform the cube to find the shape of the torso. Currently we are in object mode. We can only influence the whole object right now. So we need to switch to edit mode by pressing tabulator. Button A, select everything. Pressing it again means select nothing. B activates the box selection tool, so you don't need to select every single vertex. The button limit selection to visible need to be disabled to select all the vertices within my field of box selection. In the side view, move the vertices to a position where you think it blocks the torso best. We still have a cube and not a torso, so it's necessary to add more geometry to my mesh. I want to add a new edge loop. Press Ctrl R to open the tool. Select your edge where you want to split and left click your choice. Now you can define the position of the loop and left click again. Quick tip: before left click the first time, you can scroll with your mouse wheel to add additional loops at once. Basically this was everything to know about shortcuts. Repeat those hotkeys and switch between front and side view to get an idea of the volume till you get the basic blocking of your cube inside view. Now it's time to work a little bit on your front. You need not to shape the left and right side by hand. Add an edge loop in the front view. Select all faces on the left or right side and delete them by pressing X. You can mirror your mesh by using a deformer and add the modifier to your selected object. Make sure your origin is still in the middle of your object. Whatever you do on the one side will affect the other side as well. Now it's time to bring some maximum thickness to your model. Add a loop to a position where your character is probably very broad. A human anatomy is very broad on transition to the backside, called latissimus muscle. Try to fix the position first in side view, then adjust it in front view. After defining the broadest parts of side and front view, it is always better to work with less geometry at the beginning. Just try to block your shape first and come to detail slowly. Try to create horizontal and vertical edge loops to your geometry. It helps to work with clean edge loops to build a torso of a human body. It is not the only reason to get a more simpler chance of selecting fast body parts. It is as well better for shaping volume. A edge loop should run with the shape of the body, like the breast or shoulder parts. You can add more geometry to the in-between parts. Always keep in mind which parts will be added later. For example, the arms, legs and the neck with the head would be next. So try to build up geometry which let you always create a nice transition to the new geometry afterwards. I delete the faces where the arms should be. Modeling is for me always a process of looking at the mesh from different angles and replacing single vertices. Always keep an eye on your edge flow. I replace single vertices only a little bit very often. In my experience, it works best to create first a naked body before adding clothes. When you have found a nice shape of your torso, you can add some details for clothes or other stuff. Okay guys, for this tutorial I stop being here. Next time we go ahead adding the head and connect it with the torso. I hope I don't forget any information or shortcuts. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments below. If you liked this little tutorial, please give us a like and subscribe our YouTube channel for further tutorials. Even better is to support us on Patreon, so that we can go on what we love to do. Or do you subscribe to our weekly newsletter on our homepage? Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again. Cheers!